Good morning. Welcome back to the channel Awesome Learning. A very happy new year to all of you. So, this is my first video that I am recording in 2021, that is 2021. So, let's begin. The third kingdom that we are going to start today is fungi, kingdom fungi. We have already discussed two kingdoms, Monera and Protista. So, this one is the third fungi kingdom, that is fungi. So, children, earlier scientists were in what were they doing? They were including fungi in plantae. They included fungi in plantae, thinking कि fungi जो है it can come under a plant. It is a kind of a plant. But later on, many scientists questioned that many features are there which do not match with the features of plants. So they said that fungi cannot be kept in the same kingdom as plantae. So what they did is they made, then later on Whitaker came out with a separate kingdom for fungi, and let's see the features. Unique kingdom of heterotrophic. Now here the plants are heterotrophic, that is they cannot make their own food. Heterotrophic are the organisms which cannot make their own food and they depend on some other organism for the preparation of food. So fungi are heterotrophics. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah. So then they are cosmopolitan. Now, what do you mean by cosmopolitan? That is, they can survive in any kind of environment. They will be found in any habitat or every habitat. Okay, so it is cosmopolitan. You can also find it on land, water, air, everywhere. Then third feature is they grow in warm and humid places. So the two conditions which are required for a fungi to grow is the environment or the habitat should be warm and it should be a bit humid. That is, humidity or moisture is required. Examples are bread mold, orange rots, mushrooms, toadstools, etc. The feature you can see the figures or the pictures given to you. Bread mold, this is orange rots, mushroom, and these are the toadstool. Okay, so let's move on. I have some problem with my mouse, I think. Okay. Uh, then let's see here. Some fungi are the source of antibiotics. Of course, we know that the first antibiotic that was discovered for humans was penicillin from the fungus Penicillium. This is the fungus Penicillium notatum. The full name is Penicillium notatum. So fungi are also the source of antibiotics. The first antibiotic was penicillin, and the name of the fungus was Penicillium notatum. You can also write down notatum. Some unicellular fungi, you can be asked one, they can ask you 1 mark question, name a unicellular fungus. So the answer is yeast, are used to make bread and beer. Other fungi cause diseases in plants and animals like wheat rust, and this can be seen in Puccinia plant. This is Puccinia, you see wheat rust, they have shown you here in the picture. Okay, then let's move on to the next slide of fungi here. Except yeast. Now children, this again can be a 1 marker question. Except yeast, fungi are filamentous because this is the only one which is unicellular. So in except yeast, the others are filamentous. Their bodies consist of long, slender, thread-like structures called hyphae. So these are, you can see hyphae, long, slender, thread-like structures called hyphae. The network of hyphae. Now, if many of the hyphae come together, lot of hyphas, if they come together, so this network of hypha will be known as mycelium. Now, this is a network of hypha, so this whole structure will be called as mycelium. Now, children, hypha are two types. There are two types. One is coinocytic hypha and the septate hypha. Now, let me tell you what is the difference. Now, the coinocytic hypha, as you see here, this one is coinocytic hypha. There is the nucleus. You can see there are many nucleus. There are a lot of nucleus present here, but these nucleus are not separated. That is, they don't have individual nucleus is not separated by any kind of septate or any kind of wall. As you see, the nucleus, there are many nucleuses, but they are not separated, right? There is no wall in between them. So this is coinocytic hypha. Then what is septate? The septate are, these have septate or cross walls, as you see. Okay, and fungal cell wall is made up of, this is a next feature, that fungal cell wall is made up of chitin and polysaccharides. So you see here, this is a septate hypha because they have septums in between. These are the septums. So this is called septate hypha, and here the no septa is present. So this is coinocytic hypha, and the cell wall of fungi is made up of chitin. As you see here, this is the chitinous layer along with some polysaccharides. Okay, so this is all about fungi, cell wall, and the internal structure. Now let's see here. We also know, children, if you remember, that fungi are saprophytes, like they depend on dead and decaying organic matter. Who are saprophytes? Saprophytes are the organisms which live on dead and decaying organic matter, and they absorb the soluble organic matter from the dead substrates. So the fungi are saprophytes. Some may be parasites also. Some can be parasites also. And few fungi live as symbionts. Who are symbionts? The symbionts are the organisms which show symbiosis. Now, what is symbiosis? It is a process in which two organisms live together and benefit each other. That is, you can also say that they live in mutual relationship with each other. The best example of this is lichens. Here, two organisms are, one is fungus and the other one is algae. Both of them live together. Now, how do they live together? We all know that fungi are heterotrophic. That is, they cannot make their own food, right? But they have roots. They have roots. Okay, remember this, they don't have chlorophyll, so they cannot make food, but they have roots. And algae are those which have photochlorophyll. Algae are the ones which have chlorophyll, and but they do not have roots. They don't have roots. So they say they come together and they benefit each other. How do they benefit each other? For the roots of fungi collect all the raw materials like water and minerals, and it gives the raw material to the algae. Now, what does algae do? Algae uses that raw material. With the help of chlorophyll, it makes food, and that food is then distributed to both of them. That is, fungi and alga both can use that food for their growth. Okay, so this is how both of them benefit each other. Hence, they are called symbionts. Okay. Next, let's see here. What about the reproduction now? Children, reproduction in this kingdom, that is fungi, you can see reproduction is of three types. One is vegetative reproduction, then it is asexual reproduction, and then sexual reproduction. So let's see. Vegetative reproduction can be done by fragmentation. You know what is fragmentation? When an organism gets divided into two fragments, that is fragmentation. Then we come to fission. What is fission? When the binary fission, as the amoeba does, or multiple fission. The cell divides into two, or the cell divides into many of them. Then that is fission. Then we come to budding. The best example of budding is yeast. Yeast, you have studied this in your junior classes, that yeast is an organism which reproduces by budding. So these are the three examples of vegetative propagation. Right. Then we come to asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction here, the first one is by conidia, then by sporangiosperms and zoospores. And later on, we will be doing sexual reproduction by oospores, ascospores, and basidiospores. So we will be discussing all these in the next video.